Eldermyth by Kieran Hartnett, the developer called You Come to My Lands, seeking to take my natural treasures.
Fear increased. Fear count now 1.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Eldermyth by Kieran Hartnett. Hope everyone is having a good time. I thought we'd go over some of the strategies involved with Eldermyth, and also I wanted to give a big shout out to Marissa, Queen Angel, for putting in a new tutorial that might be useful for those of you who want to change the pronunciation of words or phrases using Voiceover. So thank you very much. Big shout out to Queen Angel. I really appreciate that work. And we're going to be playing Eldermyth for a minute in more of a tutorial style. Again, when I do something that I think might be helpful to explain, or when I make a move, I'll let you know why I'm making that move and why I did something. Also, if we find something new, I might mention it. Also, thank you very much to Kieran for all the support in this series. Hope y'all like the trailer that I did. I worked really hard on it. I think it's really cute. And if you like it, you can watch the trailer by itself. It's in my shorts. Not my shorts, but my shorts on YouTube. It should also be on Instagram. I'll try to put it on Facebook. I haven't been putting enough movies on Facebook, but I will do that. What else am I talking about here? We're just, not much, really. It's a good, quiet start of the week. Not much else going on. It's good to be back. It's good to be recording for a brief period of time. So I don't want to over-talk the videos, so let's get started here.
High scores. Need help? Button. High score. New game. But continue. Button.
As usual, if you need help playing the game, I've done several tutorials on it already, so definitely flick back through my Eldermyth playlist and you'll see all the things you can do. It's going to be found in Cozy Gaming with Mike. It's all there. If y'all need me to, just let me know. I can put it inside of its own separate playlist.
New game. But continue. Button. Eldermyth. Continue. But new game. Button.
I'm going to go ahead and start a new game.
Choose your beast.
Let's choose I want to choose a different beast this time.
Sand dragon. Button. Hypnotic reptile. Button.
We played the sand dragon before. I wonder if the hypnotic dragon one.
Hypnotic reptile. Button.
Hypnotic reptile? We haven't played that one.
Rock giant. Button.
I do want to play the rock giant. I've heard the leaderboard and this was reset. Let's play the I've never played the rock giant, so let's play the rock giant.
Hypnotic rock giant. Button.
Okay.
Rock giant.
Let's see what the rock giant's abilities are.
Sightless stinger. Start game. Button. Menu. Button. Menu. Button. Start game. Sightless stinger. Button. Button. Hypnotic reptile. Button. Sand dragon. Hypnotic rock giant. Sightless stinger. Button. Start game. Button.
You know what? I'm so used to playing Core Quest that it kind of tells you what each race or monster does or character does. After you double tap on it, it tells you what it does. It doesn't do that in this game. It's explained in the need help section.
Menu. Button. Menu. Button. Sightless stinger. Button. Start game. Menu. Button. Start game. Button. Can't spawn on desert at D5. A5. Desert. Image.
All right. We will probably turn the speaking rate down a tiny bit.
Speech volume 1. Audio ducking. Speaking rate 65 for 60%.
That's good.
Words. Characters. Vertical navigate headings.
All right. So I've never played the rock giant before, so we're gonna try to do that. And we brought out Sasquatchy. We haven't used Sasquatch for sound in a long time. Oh, yeah. We brought out a little Sasquatch out to be our monster. All right. Let's see where our rock giant is.
Sun icon. Image.
It is a sunny day.
A1. See with hunter invader.
Ooh. There's already a hunter invader. How dare you get off my lands.
Sun icon. A1. See with hunter invader. A1, C with hunter invader, image. B1, mountain, image. C1, C. C1, C, image, 10.
There's a big C section at the top.
D1, C. D1, C, image, 10. A2, C. A2, C, image, 10.
Looks like there's the C sections way up at the top of the screen is all C.
B2, mountain, image.
But there's the mountain. That's where we like. That's what we have an affinity for.
C2, forest with beast, image. D2, forest, C2, forest with beast, image.
A forest with beast. That's where we are.
B2, mountain, image.
B2.
C2, forest with beast, image. D2, forest, image. A3, mountain, image. B3, mountain, image. C3, forest, image. D3, forest, image.
I like to get the lay of the land first, and that's my first pro tip. Go through your territory because it's going to be the same for a long time. So it's really good to get a feel for your land.
A4, floodplain, image. B4, floodplain, image. C4, floodplain, image. D4, floodplain, image.
Wow, all my land is just right smush in the middle.
A5, desert, image.
Oh, there's a little desert.
B5, desert, image. C5, desert, image. D5, desert with camp, image.
And there's my first camp. So what I'm going to do is make a beeline for the camp to get points. And then what I'll do is I'll deal with the invader as it approaches me. Pro tip 2, remember, if you move into what I'm going to start using the reference zone of control, that's the spaces around invaders. If you move into that space, they'll attack you. So remember, they have the advantage if you move next to them. You have the advantage if they come to you, then you can attack them. Your zone of control is very important. That means make sure you know who you're moving next to, because you can be attacked by invaders if you move next to them. Again, a lot of things we're going to learn by trial and error and practice, and also check out the need help section in my previous videos. I talk about all things you do in this game, including how to control. I will repeat how to do things. That will seem a little bit overkill, but I want those who are new to the game to have fun and continue to learn how to play. Luther is going to have a lot of fun enjoying our new rock monster. Luther loves new monsters. All right. In this case, I guess you would call it beast. A rock monster is more like an elemental. All right. Let's go ahead and go get our beast, and let's move down to get that camp.
B4, floodplain, image. B3, mountain, image. B2, mountain, image.
I think our beast is...
A2, C, image, 10.
No.
B2, mountain, C2, forest with beast, image.
Yeah, our beast is in the forest. Let's go down.
B3, mountain, image. B2, mountain, image.
Where was he?
B2, mountain, image. B2, mountain, image. B3. B3, mountain, image. A3, mountain, image.
He was over here
C3,
somewhere.
forest, image. C3, forest, C3, forest, image. B2, mountain, image. Image. B3, mountain, image. C3, forest, image.
He was here
D3,
somewhere.
forest, image. Image. B4, floodplain, image. B5, desert, image. B4, floodplain, image.
I love to have those. I love to have the image information when I'm in voiceover. I love to have the image not spoken. Just describe. Okay, so with the images, we're already getting a description. Just describe. If you're going to say image, just describe it. Desert. I don't like that the image is popping up. That kind of is a little over, not helpful information.
B4, floodplain, image. B3, mountain, image. B2, mountain, image. B2, mountain, B1, mountain, image. C2, forest with beast, image. C2, forest with beast, image. Beast moved down to forest.
Yeah.
Hunter invader moved to C at A2.
Yeah, that's helpful. See, the information about the invaders is perfect. It's short, succinct, and really well done. It's smooth. I know exactly what the invader did. Now, we can just get rid of that image sound. If voiceover is on, let's just go ahead and remove that image.
C5, desert. C4, floodplain, image. C3, forest with beast, image. D4, floodplain, image. D5, desert with camp, image.
D5. It's in the very corner. Let's go down.
B4, floodplain, image. B3, mountain, image. C3, forest with beast, image. Beast moved down to floodplain. C5, desert, image. C4, floodplain with beast, image. Beast moved down to desert.
Now,
Hunter invader moved to floodplain at A4.
Pro tip 3, you're going to double tap and hold, but before you lift your finger, have in mind which direction you want to go and swipe toward that cardinal direction. The cardinal directions are as follows: up, which is north; down, which is south; west, which is left; east, which is right. And that's really the most important thing to learn. That control mechanism is the very most important thing you need to learn. It is the primary mobility method of your beast. All right, let's move to the right and collect the camp. Pro tip number, 5? Your job is to make your beast walk over these camps, or basically enter their square. The beast will get points for saving these camps. I don't know how it's saving the camps, but obviously it's putting it on its back, or it's escorting them out of the area, or protecting them, or maybe it's using its magic to hide them. We don't know. We'll have to wait till more until Kieran puts more lore about why the beasts do what they do. We really don't know why they protect their lands. Maybe they're just ancient avatars of gods, or perhaps they're just elemental creatures that have always resided for eons in these lands.
C5, desert with beast, image. Beast moved right to desert.
Now,
Camp spawned on mountain with B1. Hunter invader moved to desert at A5.
The hunter's going to keep moving. Pro tip 6. When you do capture a count, you hear that very cute music. That means you captured, not captured. Again, my terminology may be a little off, but I'm just going to try to explain it the best way I can. When you hear that, it means that you received some points. And you're going to find your points on the lower half of your screen. And those are your stats and information right there. It's where your points are, how much fear you've generated, all the important things, how to activate abilities. Now, I haven't really activated any of my advanced abilities because I usually don't live long enough. But again, we're going to be paying attention a lot more, taking our time so that we can learn more. Again, with a learn-to-play game like Eldermyth, you're not exactly given everything you need to know all up front, except for accessibility. So there's going to be a lot of things you don't understand. So take your time, learn how to play, and you'll be fine. All right, so there's another camp that spawned. So the best way to read the whole screen is just let it read itself. I use 4-finger tap top of screen, a typical voiceover control, and I take 2 fingers and I swipe down, another typical scroll through voiceover control. So let's hear where our new camp is, find out where the invader's going, and hopefully we can head off the invader and get to the next camp so that we can receive points. All right? So let's 4-finger tap the top of the screen.
System font regular, sun icon, image.
As you can hear, when I 4-finger tap correctly, I'll be at the type of weather. Keep in mind, Pro Tip 7, the weather does change, but that's not going to be a big concern in the very beginning of when you play. All right, so let's go ahead and swipe down.
Sun icon, image, A1, C, A1, C, image, B1, mountain with camp, image, C1, C, C1, C, image, D1, C, D1, C, image, A2, C, A2, C, image, B2, mountain, image, C2, forest, image, D2, forest, image, A3, mountain, image, B3, mountain, image, C3, forest, image, D3, forest, image, A4, floodplain, image, B4, floodplain, image, C4, floodplain, image, D4, floodplain, image, A5, desert with hunter invader, image, B5, desert, image, C5, desert, image, D5, desert with beast, image, love, image, 3, shield, image, 5, score, 1, fear, 0, cleanse land, 2, dimmed, button, lithic plates, 20, dimmed, button, stone strength, 25, dimmed, button, earthquake, 40, dimmed, button, menu, button, ghost fill, image.
Okay, that's it.
C5, desert, image.
If any of that information when you play is too fast, you can always use your rotor to turn your speaking rate down. So keep that in mind. If there is a pronunciation for something that you're not liking, Queen Angel has done a tutorial to help you change how things are pronounced. So I was very thankful to have that tutorial. That'll be included inside of my how to play. You'll find the tutorial in my how to play Core Quest playlist. And the reason why I put it there is because there are things that people have asked me before how to pronounce, and a lot of times VoiceOver will pronounce things quite strangely. So I put it inside of the Core Quest playlist. So if you're looking for that, it's also some other tutorial information in there. Again, I don't always just do game-related things. I do cover some accessibility and VoiceOver related tutorial information. Because as a gamer, knowing how to play a game is just as important as playing a game. All right, let us, what I want to do is go get that camp, but I want to make sure that that invader doesn't attack me. Now, if I move next to the hunter, which means adjacent or top or bottom, well, that's adjacent either way. Adjacent means next to it, I will be attacked. I will take 1 point of damage. So it's really important not to move into its zone of control or adjacent to it. If you can avoid doing that, that's good. But if you have enough health, you can do that. In some situations, you may not have any choice. So I'm going to go locate that invader, and then we're going to make a beeline for the camp.
C5, desert, image. B5, desert, C5, D5, desert with beast, image.
Okay, we're on D5.
C5, desert, image. C4, floodplain, image.
Where's that invader, that pesky invader?
B4, floodplain, image. C4, flood. C3, forest, image. B3, mountain, image.
He's around here
C3,
somewhere.
D3, forest, image. D4, floodplain, image. D4, floodplain, image. C4, floodplain, image. C3, forest, image. D3, forest, image. C3, B3, mountain, image. B4, floodplain, image. B5, desert, image.
He's probably
Score.
down here.
B5, desert, image. A5, desert with hunter invader, image.
Oh, there we go. He's on the corner. This is the lower left corner, you'll hear me say. And again, once you learn the grid, you'll get used to kind of the directionality of things.
A4, floodplain, image.
I'm going to see if I can find our camp. So we have to develop, it's a chess match. So remember, this is a turn-based game. You got all the time in the world to make a proper move.
B4, floodplain, image. Desert, image. B4, floodplain, image. B5, desert, image. C5, desert, image. C4, floodplain, image. B3, mountain, image.
Our camp must be up top.
A3, mountain, image. A2, C, image, 9. A3, mountain, image. A3, mountain, image. A4, floodplain, image. B4, floodplain, image. B3, mountain, image. C3, forest, image. C4, floodplain, image. D4, floodplain, image. D3, forest, image.
Where is that camp?
C2, forest, image. B2, mountain, image. B3, mountain, image. A3, mountain, image. A2, C. A2, C, image. B2, mountain, image. B1, mountain with camp, image.
Oh, B1. He's at the very top. Okay, I misheard it. And that happens a lot. You may hear a couple bits of information given to you, which is being given to you really well, but you may not just remember it. So what you saw me doing was touch navigating. That's where, and there's a lot of ways to do this really well. So pro tip 7, when you're touch navigating to read the screen, you're basically dragging the tip of your finger on the grid map. This is a really good way if you become comfortable with how the game is set up, how the UI is positioned. And basically I am using kind of like my fingernail and the tip of my finger to drag across the screen. I'm making sure that when I move my finger, I'm moving it in a cardinal direction. I'm trying not to move diagonally or in a wavy kind of line. you're kind of going to try to hold your phone in profile mode, and you're going to want to slide your finger slowly from one grid square to another. It's really helpful to move your fingers slowly until you become comfortable with how your voiceover speed responds to the information from speaking hints. So speaking hints is what gives you all that very vital information about what's appeared on the map. Where is your beast? What kind of terrain you're walking on? So get very used to moving your fingers slowly. Later on, as you have a feel for the grid map, you'll be able to pick up your finger and teleport it over to, well, teleport's not a good word, but you know what I get. You get what I'm saying. Moving your finger over to another section of the map, you'll be a little bit more comfortable. And then you'll be able to immediately figure out what part of the map you're on. It's also really important to start learning the map that you're playing on. It's going to change, but I figure you're going to play for quite some time. You're going to get a lot of information, and you're going to have a lot of opportunities to memorize where you are. Just remember, the letters with lower numbers are the upper part of the screen, and the letters with higher numbers, like 4, 5, are the bottom parts of the map. The letters with 3 are in the middle section of the map. The A's are going to be to your left. The D's are going to be to your right. Got me? The C's and B's are going to be in the middle. It's a very small map, but it feels large, so it takes a minute to practice that. Since we've already collected something, the key to moving your beast is to make sure the path ahead of you is an area you can move into. Remember, your beast, unless it's a sea beast, cannot move into the ocean or sea. Ocean and sea, same thing to me. I'm going to check that I can move upward.
C4, floodplain, image. D4, floodplain. D5, desert with beast, image. D4, floodplain, image.
Yes, I can move into the floodplain. Again, movement is really normal during sunny weather, and there's a lot of other weather conditions. I don't think we're going to get into that this episode, but we'll be talking about that as I do more tutorials on Eldermyth.
C5, desert, image. C5, desert, image. C5, D5, desert with beast, image. Beast moved up to floodplain.
Yeah,
Hunter invader moved to floodplain at A4.
Oh, he's trying to come after us. That's fine. Well, no, actually, he's probably going to set up a mining operation or colonization. We'll go down there and destroy it if we can.
D4, floodplain with beast, image. Beast moved up to forest.
Really important.
Hunter invader moved to mountain at A3.
Really important not to take damage, and really important to collect as much points as you can. The invaders will eventually come after you, and then that's where you can set up a trap for them.
C4, floodplain, image. C3, forest, image. C3, forest, image. D3, forest with beast, image. Beast moved left to forest. Hunter invader moved to mountain at B3.
All right. It's really important to listen for the direction. Once you've moved, it will tell you which direction you moved in. And then it's really important, if you're having a little trouble grasping the kind of map in your head, then go ahead and use the method I showed you before, where you four-finger tap the top of the screen and then swipe down, and then do a comparison of where you believed you were at and where you actually are at. Your beast will always be represented by the word beast, so you'll know you're there. And all the other icons will be represented by what they are. And again, if you forgot what it was, you can always go back out to the Need Help menu and read through all the special cues there. Or you can watch some of my earlier videos where I kind of explain the terrain.
C3, forest with beast, image. B3, mountain with hunter invader, image.
All right, now that there's an invader next to me, and he moved next to me. Pro tip 8, did you notice that he didn't attack me? Well, when they're marching, I'm going to call it, they can't attack on the same turn that they moved. Now, if yeah, I'm going to get this last camp and finish this video. If I move next to them and they're stationary, they'll immediately attack me. So that's really what I did this tutorial video for today, because I wanted to explain some of the basic strategy on how to get a lot of points. So as you noticed, it didn't attack me. Now that means it's my turn to remove them from my lands. So they're next to me. I'm going to go ahead and touch my beast, and I'm going to double tap the same method, hold. You're going to hear that ba-da-da-da, that cute sound, and I'm going to swipe in the direction that they are, which is left. Your movement and your attack are the same exact voiceover command. Double tap and hold. Don't lift your finger up, but swipe in the cardinal direction you want to attack or move. It's the same thing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and kill this invader.
C4, floodplain. C3, forest with beast, image. Fear increased. Fear count now 1.
Oh,
Hunter
very
invader killed.
nice.
Fear count now 1.
So, whenever you kill an invader, you get a point of fear. It's really very powerful. Fear allows you to use some of your advanced abilities. So you're going to want to focus on getting as much fear as possible. That's really primarily one of the most important things you need to do. Now that we killed that invader, let's go back up and get that camp.
C4, floodplain. C3, forest with beast, image. C2, forest, image. C3, forest with beast, image. Beast moved up to forest. C1, C, image. In D2, forest, image. D1, C, image. In C1, C1, C. C2, forest with beast, image. B2, mountain, image. B1, mountain with camp, image.
There it is. B1. We need to get to B1.
B2, C2, forest with beast, image. Beast moved left to mountain.
Did you hear
Minor
the
invader
sound?
spawned on C at D1.
I do believe those are new. Kieran must have added those. But when I landed on the rocky soil, it made a different sound. So I think that's beautiful. That's cute. That's absolutely amazing. Good job. Those are going to be important in the future for playing Eldermyth. Understanding the sounds. This is mostly for those who are blind a sound game. So you're going to be listening for that. I really think in the future, as more haptics and sound effects are added, it's going to be key for you to learn the basics so that when the more advanced sounds and controls come and updates, you'll be able to do exactly what you need to do to move, to fight, to collect, to use your powers. Focus in the beginning of playing Eldermyth in the basics of the controls. Don't worry about high scores. Don't worry about gaming. Just focus on the basic controls. Understanding where you are, understanding where invaders are, understanding where the camps are. All right, I'm going to move up and collect the camp.
C2, forest, image. B2, mountain with beast, image. B1, mountain with camp. B2, mountain with beast, image. Beast moved up to mountain.
There
Camp
we
spawned
go.
on desert at C5.
Now,
Minor invader moved to forest at D2.
invaders are going to keep spawning faster and faster, and you have to pay attention to where you are in relation to them. Also, you have to pay attention to where camps are spawning so that you can go to the camps, collect them before the invaders destroy them. So that's going to wrap it up for us today, folks. I wanted to make sure I came back and did some more tutorials on Eldermyth. I have so much more to show you, including some of the more advanced gameplay. At this point, I'm showing you the very, very beginning on how to play the game. And as we play it more, I'm going to enlighten you to other more advanced movements. I hope this has been useful. Eldermyth is a spectacular game. You could pick it up for yourself on iOS only currently right now. It is $2.99. It is 100% worth it. The developer's name is Kieran Hartnett. He is a great, great dev. And I hope you enjoyed my trailer I did for Eldermyth. I thought it was cute. Anyway, if you like my trailer and you want to see it by itself, you can find it in my shorts and also on IG. But for now, folks, we're going to wrap it up. I'll come back for another part of Eldermyth. But until then, hey, unleash your beasts and take care.